Intellectual and spiritual journey. Why do we often find ourselves lost in a fog of confusion when, at our fingertips, lies the power to obtain certitude and precision? Greetings, I am Blaise Pascal, the mathematician, physicist, inventor, writer, and Christian philosopher. Today, I have come before you to speak of clarity in thought and expression, a pursuit that has been the cornerstone of my own intellectual and spiritual journey. In our exploration, we will navigate through the profound complexity of seeking clarity. Let us begin with the very nature of clarity itself. To be clear in our thinking, we must, first and foremost, recognize what we truly know and distinguish it from what we merely assume to know. Consider my own struggle with the dichotomy of the finite and the infinite. The human condition, as I have often noted, is caught between these two states. In the finite, we are limited. In understanding the infinite, we are overwhelmed. Yet, it is in our nature to seek to reconcile these extremes. The finite has boundaries, the infinite boundless. To attain clarity, we must learn to operate within our limits while acknowledging the vastness that lies beyond. Now let us delve into the importance of methodical doubt. In my work, I have always emphasized the significance of skepticism as a starting point. By questioning everything, we strip away the layers of preconceived notions and unfounded beliefs. This process is akin to the scientific method, which insists on empirical evidence and logical reasoning. It is only by rigorously questioning our beliefs that we can arrive at a foundation firm enough to support our convictions. Moving forward, let us examine the role of intuition and reasoning in achieving clarity. Intuition, the immediate comprehension of truth without the need for conscious reasoning, must be balanced with careful analysis. In my own mathematical pursuits, such as the development of probability theory, I have found that intuition often guides us toward discovery, but it is through methodical reasoning that we solidify our insights. Moreover, in our quest for clarity, language is our vessel. The precision of our language reflects the precision of our thoughts. My writings, whether they be the pensées or my letters, have always striven to express complex ideas with lucidity and succinctness. The right word can illuminate a concept, just as the wrong one can obscure it. Consider the power of metaphor in elucidating thought. My famous analogy of the infinite sphere, whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere, seeks to make tangible the intangible concept of God. Through such metaphorical language, complex theological ideas become accessible. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons. As we progress, take a moment to contemplate the significance of humility in the pursuit of clarity. Recognizing our own limitations is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. I once wrote, "All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone." In solitude, away from the distractions of the world, we are confronted with the vastness of the unknown. It is only by acknowledging our ignorance that we can begin to seek true understanding. Now let me share with you the first important lesson about clarity: the need to confront confusion. Confusion is not an obstacle but a signpost, indicating where our understanding is lacking. In my endeavors, whether it was in the refinement of the first mechanical calculator or the investigation of fluid mechanics, I encountered confusion as a natural part of the learning process. It is in working through confusion that clarity emerges, just as light dawns gradually and dispels the darkness of night. In the realm of philosophy, My Wager, Pascal's Wager, demonstrates the application of decision theory to the belief in God. The clarity of this argument lies not in solving the mystery of God's existence, but in addressing the human condition of uncertainty and the rationality of belief. It exemplifies how clarity can guide us in making choices under conditions of uncertainty. Let us now turn to the second lesson, the cultivation of discernment. To achieve clarity, we must cultivate the ability to discern the essential from the non-essential. In my religious writings, I emphasize the distinction between the God of philosophers and the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It is one thing to speak of God in abstract terms, and quite another to experience the divine presence. The clarity of thought comes from recognizing this distinction and seeking a personal encounter with truth. In the sciences, discernment is equally crucial. My contributions to the understanding of vacuums challenge the prevailing Aristotelian notion of nature abhorring a vacuum. By discerning the essential principles governing the behavior of gases and liquids, I was able to clarify misconceptions and advance scientific knowledge. The third lesson revolves around the practice of writing. Writing is not merely a means of communication. It is a tool for thinking. In penning the pensée, I engaged in a dialogue with myself, refining my thoughts through the very act of writing them down. To write clearly, one must think clearly. The act of writing compels us to organize our thoughts, to weigh our words, and to present our ideas in a coherent manner. It is through this discipline that we can achieve precision in our expression. To illustrate, consider my own Lettres Provinciales, a collection of letters addressing theological controversy. Through these letters, I exercise the art of persuasion, presenting complex theological arguments in a language that was both accessible and engaging to the reader. The clarity of these letters lies in their ability to convey profound ideas without sacrificing depth or resorting to oversimplification. Moving to the fourth lesson, we must address the integration of knowledge. Clarity in thought is not an isolated endeavor. It is achieved through the synthesis of various disciplines. My work, spanning from mathematics to physics, from invention to philosophy, is a testament to the interconnectedness of all fields of inquiry. The ability to see the underlying unity in diverse subjects is essential for a clear understanding of the world. In my mathematical pursuits, such as the establishment of the Pascaline, one of the earliest mechanical calculators, I demonstrated how practical needs can drive theoretical advancements. The clarity of thought in this invention lay in its capacity to embody complex mathematical operations in a tangible form. Similarly, my studies on the pressure and equilibrium of fluids laid the groundwork for the development of modern hydrodynamics and hydrostatics. As we conclude this first part of our discussion, I invite you to meditate on the relationship between clarity and simplicity. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, and achieving clarity often requires the stripping away of the superfluous. In my pensée, I asserted, if I had more time, I would have written a shorter letter. This paradox highlights the effort required to distill thought to its essence. We begin by addressing the critical nature of decision-making. Every day, we are faced with a multitude of choices, each with its own set of consequences. To navigate this labyrinth, we must apply clear thought to weigh options and foresee outcomes. My own foray into the theories of probability was not merely an academic exercise. It was a practical tool to aid in decision-making under uncertainty. The clarity in decision-making is achieved when we can evaluate the risks and rewards and act in accordance with our values and objectives. Consider the story of my conversion to Jansenism, which was influenced by a profound mystical experience. This decision was rooted in a clear and deliberate choice, guided by deep introspection and analysis of my spiritual beliefs. It exemplifies how clarity in thought can lead to actions that are congruent with our deepest convictions. Next, we must discuss the cultivation of wisdom. Clarity in thought is the bedrock upon which wisdom is built. Wisdom is not merely the accumulation of knowledge. It is the application of knowledge with discernment and judgment. In my life, I sought to transcend the mere collection of facts in favor of a deeper understanding of the principles that govern them. For instance, my work on the principle of Pascal's law, which states that pressure applied to an enclosed fluid is transmitted undiminished to every part of the fluid, was not just a scientific endeavor, but a quest for understanding the harmonies of the natural world. Furthermore, we must acknowledge the impact of our interactions with others on clarity. Communication is a two-way street, and clarity in expression is vital to fostering understanding and collaboration. My controversial discussions and debates with the Jesuits were not simply intellectual sparring. They were a testament to the power of clear argumentation and the importance of engaging with opposing viewpoints to refine one's understanding. As we delve into the realm of personal growth, let us not forget that clarity is a beacon that guides us through the fog of uncertainty. It allows us to see beyond immediate challenges and focus on long-term aspirations. In my life, whether it was grappling with matters of faith or contributing to the nascent field of computing, I was guided by a vision that was clear and unwavering. Personal growth, therefore, is not a passive process. It is an active pursuit of clarity, which demands continual learning and adaptation. Now let us explore the influence of clarity on creativity. Clarity does not stifle creativity, it channels it. In my endeavors as an inventor, such as the creation of the syringe and the hydraulic press, it was clarity of purpose that guided my inventive process. Creativity thrives when there is a clear understanding of the problem at hand and the objectives to be achieved. As we approach the latter part of our conversation, allow me to share with you a profound question. How does one maintain clarity in a world that is in constant flux? The answer lies in the cultivation of an adaptable mind. In my life, I witnessed profound changes in science, religion, and philosophy. It was my ability to adapt my thinking that enabled me to contribute meaningfully to these evolving discourses. Furthermore, we must consider the role of education in fostering clarity. Education is not merely the transmission of knowledge. It is the shaping of the mind to think clearly and independently. The education I received from my father, who was a tax collector with an interest in science and mathematics, laid the foundation for my own intellectual pursuits. A clear mind is a well-educated mind, one that is capable of critical thinking and independent reasoning. As we near the conclusion of this segment, ponder the significance of clarity in the pursuit of truth. The search for truth is an arduous journey, and clarity is the compass by which we navigate. In my Pensées, I explored the nature of truth and the human quest for certainty. The clarity of thought is the light that pierces through the shadows of doubt and illuminates the path towards truth. In the final segment, we will synthesize these insights and reflect on the overarching theme of our discourse, the pursuit of clarity in thought and expression. We will examine how clarity shapes our worldview, influences our interactions with others, and ultimately defines our legacy. Remember, clarity is not merely an intellectual exercise. It is a way of being. It is the lens through which we view ourselves and the world around us. It is the tool by which we carve out our place in the tapestry of life. With clarity as our guide, we can navigate the complexities of existence with confidence and grace. As we draw our reflections to a close, let us consider the broader implications of clarity in thought and expression on our worldview, interactions with others, and the legacy we leave behind. Worldview. Clarity shapes our worldview by allowing us to see the underlying structures of reality. It helps us to distinguish between what is fleeting and superficial and what is enduring and substantial. In my own life, the quest for clarity was not only intellectual but spiritual. It helped me to discern the transient nature of worldly pursuits and the lasting value of the eternal. The clear thinker is like a skilled cartographer, mapping the terrain of human experience with precision and insight. Just as my innovations in calculating machines laid the groundwork for future computational devices, a clear worldview sets the foundations upon which future knowledge can be built. Interactions with others. In our interactions with others, clarity is the bedrock of mutual understanding and effective collaboration. When we express ourselves with clarity, we reduce the likelihood of misunderstandings and conflict. My debates with the Jesuits, though fraught with tension, were an exercise in striving for clarity amidst deeply held differences. Clarity also enhances our capacity for empathy. By communicating our thoughts and feelings clearly, we allow others to see the world from our perspective. The art of persuasion, which I practiced in my lettres provinciales, is most effective when one's position is presented with clarity and cogency. Legacy. The legacy we leave behind is largely a function of the clarity with which we have lived our lives. It is through our clear thoughts and deeds that we make a lasting impact on the world. My contributions to mathematics, science, and philosophy have endured not only because of their intrinsic merit, but because they were articulated with clarity. Just as the Pascaline represented a clear advancement in the technology of its time, the legacies we leave, be they inventions, ideas, or moral examples, are the clear markers of our passage through this world. Reflections. In sum, the pursuit of clarity is a lifelong endeavor. It requires diligence, honesty, and a willingness to confront the unknown. Clarity in thought leads to clarity in action, and clarity in action is how we shape the world. We must remember that the pursuit of clarity is not an end in itself, but a means to an end. It is the tool that allows us to cut through confusion, to make sense of complexity, and to communicate our innermost convictions with power and precision. As we part ways, let us take with us the essence of what it means to seek clarity. It is to be courageous in the face of ambiguity, to be steadfast in the pursuit of truth, and to be eloquent in the articulation of our understanding. Let clarity be the beacon that guides us through the darkness, the compass that steers us towards wisdom, and the legacy that we bestow upon the future. And with that, I, Blaise Pascal, mathematician, physicist, inventor, writer, and philosopher, leave you to ponder these thoughts. For as I've often reflected, the heart has its reasons, which reason does not know. May your heart and mind find clarity in equal measure, and may your journey through life be illuminated by the light of clear understanding.